No surprise. No surprise. No surprise. No surprise. Mm, mm, mm. Unbelievable. Hit the like button, people. This is the craziest thing in the history of mankind. This is why this game is where it is now, man. Gosh, this is nuts. We've all tried to, get back into liking the game of basketball on the level that we see everybody else is at and say, man, this is why, what we want or expect to see from the game: competitiveness, teams growing with one another and becoming something great. That's something we wanted to see. That's something we strived and wanted our attention to be held to. And when we look at the game of basketball, seeing teams get better through the years and saying, oh, okay, yeah, they're getting there. Like you were able to see with the Golden State Warriors. Now, if the Warriors would have said, oh, man, well, we got Steph and Clay, they blowing up, and Draymond, imagine if we go get some other players and put them on there. Let's go grab James Harden. Let's go grab them and mix them in the mix right before they ever won anything. Just right at the beginning and just start throwing the whole thing together to see if it sticks. Because that's what they're doing right now. Well, the main problem is this. Everyone got cabins fever. The Lakers are in first place in their division, right? They don't look like they're having any problems whatsoever with the team. Everything seems to be going the way, other people may have thought it would go. Like, all right, well, they're the defending champs of this division. Let's see what happens now. Right? Now you see this James Harden deal. That's going to put 3 of the highest contracts on one team. Well, people want to know, or they want to see where everyone else is as far as the team. I see what you're saying. But what you're not getting is all of the things that have come along the way prior to it. The Los Angeles Lakers in the last 48 hours have made dramatic attempts to try to get Bradley Beal right now. They're not the only ones. The trade deadline is going to come up pretty soon, and everybody's trying to reposition themselves to make a splash. LeBron don't like everybody else getting the attention. He don't. He wants it all for himself. Even though they don't really need Bradley Beal on the team, he feel we got to make a splash. Don't forget to hit the like button, good people, as notifications for this definitely haven't been going out. We apologize for that. Hopefully they fix it. Now, Bradley Beal, as a player, where do you rank him? Let's say the Lakers get him. Let's say Bradley Beal is a Los Angeles Laker. Where you gonna put him? So you got, let's do, what's the Lakers starting five? Right. You got, who's starting? Schroeder. You got Schroeder on the court, LeBron, AD, and who are the other two starters? I haven't been watching them, so I really don't know besides those three. Who the only two starters? Who the other two starters they got on the team? Oh, Marc Gasol. Does he start? That's four. Well, I don't know who their fifth is. Well, Pope is out, so I guess it's probably Kyle Kuzma or somebody. So definitely, it's going to create some problems. Now, how would they acquire Bill, and what has been happening in the last 48 hours? Well, once the James Harden trade was done, but before that trade was done, they knew James Harden was going to the Brooklyn Nets or going to the East Coast and going to be over there on the East. They knew James was leaving. They were trying to acquire Bradley Beal before the season started and couldn't get him. So they know what Washington want to get Bradley Beal. They wanted to see what would happen once they got rid of John Wall. And they wanted to keep Bradley Beal because they didn't want to destroy their entire team. And since the trade with Westbrook, that don't seem to be working out well with Westbrook and Bradley Beal. So they know nobody's going to take Westbrook. And, I think he's hurt now. So they are willing to possibly listen to get things to blow up the rest of the team and just trade Bradley Beal so they don't have to pay him the $37 million for next year. Now, they're not the only team that's trying to acquire Bradley Beal. The Philadelphia 76ers are trying to get Bradley Beal. Quietly on the low, that's what they've been trying to do. The Milwaukee Bucks have been entertaining trying to get Bradley Beal. So the Los Angeles Lakers, what they did and what they attempted to do was hijack the entire rest of the league. Well, the Clippers right now are waiting for the trade deadline, they're going to try to get another point guard. They just want a backup point guard, someone they could trust. They want to deal Reggie Jackson. They realize Reggie Jackson is not the answer. They're trying to find anybody to take Reggie Jackson because they can't trust him to run the point or even be the backup point guard. He still thinks he's a two guard. Now, with that being said, moving forward, we still have a growing problem here. And our growing problem is, how could this deal be facilitated by the Los Angeles Lakers? The Lakers don't have enough, or do they? Now, from what I'm hearing, it would be a two-team trade to possibly getting done. The Lakers would need another team to be involved, where Dudley would be involved. Wesley Matthews would be going to Washington. The 2021 pick that they had, the Lakers first round pick for the 2021, two picks that they have that are swing picks, and who else was on there? Jared Cook, and I want to say another player, but that was on the list. But the Lakers still would have to include a third team in here to try to balance this out. So, but these are all the players the Lakers are going to have on this list. Whoever this other team is that they're trying to use, just like the Nets deal with Houston, it could be a 4-team deal. We have no idea. But the Lakers are trying to acquire picks because they didn't have a lot to give over to Washington for Bradley Beal. And now their thing is they're going to have to take a cap hit because they signed AD to a max contract. LeBron got a big contract. Then you got Trez, who's probably out of here after this year. Or if he stays 2 years, that's just it. You can't re-sign Trez. And Bradley Beal, you're going to have to take his $37 million next year. And that's going to be a cap hit. And you're going to want him to sign a 2-year deal extension. And hopefully he do it for the low, which I don't think he's going to do. So you're going to have Bradley Beal for probably, if you do this trade, for the remaining of this year and next year. Now, this would tremendously give LeBron James an advantage because he literally has to do absolutely nothing on the court. That team can win without him. He's not even needed. He can go sit down for 2 months. The team still can win games without him. He's in the way, actually. He's probably the weakest player on the team. What is the source? Oh, the source. I got it right from the Source magazine. Yep, they told me. Hit the like button, people. Hit the like button right now. There are probably other teams involved, but the teams that really wanted to get Bradley Beal. Oh yeah, the other team was the Portland Trailblazers. They were talking about making a big deal, a big splash to get Bradley Beal playing with Dame Lillard, and I didn't think that was going to work out at all. Yeah, C.J. McCollum for Bradley Beal, and there was a lot of other players moving with that as well. Well, CJ wants a contract. It's amazing when it's a contract year how people play. CJ want that contract, now he balling. No, it don't, Joe. My judgment is clear. It clouds your judgment. You are caught in the brainwash, and nobody wants to admit they got brainwashed. And they can't process the information that they've been watching has been a lie. That's like a guy who's been with a woman, well, what he thought was a woman for 3 years, and somebody said, no, that's a dude. He'll be like, it's a woman, man. You got to get that hate out your heart. I'd be like, that's a penis, dude. That's part of her navel. She just born different. She got an Audi. They can't admit it. They can't admit it. But it's the truth. It's factual. Okay? LeBron James, it's not even opinion. LeBron James is a very average basketball player. Period. I don't watch. I watch the other games. It's not opinion, Garvey, R&B. That's facts. He's a very average basketball player. And that have been said not just by me, by people who have played this game at the highest level. LeBron James has no moves. Hall of Fame basketball player said it. It's not an opinion. It's facts. He has no footwork, can't dribble. He's a poor shooter from outside of 10 feet. I mean, what we can say, he can make a pass. Really? He could pass well. I would say, yeah, passing is probably his best attribute. Defensively, he's a liability. He's never been a great defender in his entire career. No post moves. What are we talking about? What is he great at? What is he great at? He can't play off the ball. What are we talking about? Y'all act like what I just said was all lies. These are all facts. Those are facts. That's not opinion. That's facts. I didn't even mention the free throw shooting. But yeah, y'all talking about he's the greatest in the world. Really? You're falling for the brainwash. And this is why we keep telling you, you let ESPN and all these people and y'all come in here and regurgitate it. I mean, he the best player on the planet. He King James. I'll be like, do you work for ESPN? Let me see your W-2. Because ain't no damn way LeBron James is the best basketball player we've ever seen. Just because you type it don't mean it's true, brother. Have you ever seen LeBron dribble down and do a pull-up jump shot? This dude said yes. LeBron James has never did a dribble pull-up jump shot in his life. Please show me the footage. I want to see LeBron dribble down, pull-up jump shot. He can't play off the ball, on the ball. He's an average basketball player. He would not have survived in the 80s or the 90s. He'd have been a guy coming off the bench, scoring about 6 points a game. Of course, he got to push off, and they got to allow him to push off so he can get points. He gets all of his points on layups and dunks. He might hit one or two 3-pointers in a game where he's wide open, and all he got to do is shoot a set shot. You've been in the league 18 years, and you haven't even formed any type of a jump shot in your basketball career. I mean, all they worked to get him to where he is now, where he can just sit still and do that. But yeah, because they worried about other shooters that are on the court. Because if he's one-on-one playing by himself, he'll be exposed. Now, why they just got Wesley Matthews? Why is Wesley Matthews' name is the first name on the list, as he will be going to Washington in this trade for Bradley Beal? Wesley Matthews is not happy with the role that LeBron James has him playing while he's on the court, and that's why he was playing badly. He said it has nothing to do with his weight and nothing like this. It's the way he's being used. So right now he's injured, so you can't trade an injured man. Yeah, I think it's Jared Dudley, Quinn Cook, Wesley Matthews, some draft picks, some pick swaps. There's another team involved, but they're serious. Hit the like button, good people. Hit the like button. They are very serious in acquiring Bradley Beal, but they're not alone. They are not alone. The Philadelphia 76ers want him. Portland, the Milwaukee Bucks are just another list of teams that want to acquire Bradley Beal. Now the Bucks, I don't know if they want to take that hit. But think about it. You will have Giannis, Drew Holiday, Bradley Beal, and then Middleton. That would be your four on the court. Middleton then, all the pressure's off him if you got Bradley Beal over there. Plus, their bench is already strong. People act like Milwaukee just suck. Chris, you just got here late, new Chris. If you're talking about the Lakers have more than the assets to get it done. But what Washington want also will require another team involvement. Well, that's why they got Drew Holiday. So Middleton is already out of the second best player category. The Lakers, within the last 48 hours, are revisiting trying to get this trade done before the trade deadline. But Philly right now is making a push to try to get him as well. I'm quite sure Charles Barkley don't like what was said about the Nets. I know Charles Barkley was probably one of the main vocal ones. It's never gonna work with James Harden. I ain't heard what he said, but I'm quite sure he said something probably like that. But I don't understand why all these guys gotta go join up on one team, and try to compete. James Harden ain't got along with nobody his entire career. He didn't get along with Dwight Howard. He couldn't get along with Chris Paul and Melo. Then he couldn't get along with his own buddy Russell Westbrook. He couldn't get along with John Wall and Boogie Cousins. And now everything gonna be kumbaya with Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. The fuse already lit. Did he sound just like that? I haven't heard it. I don't know what he said, but I guarantee you he said that. And then Shaq probably followed it up. Yeah, man, some bullshit. When I was trying to play, man, he wouldn't even let me get nothing. Man, I tried to do it. I was on to go out and win and compete. And I was it'd be like, whatever Shaq just said, to me it just sounds terrible. I don't know. I guess his voice box is down in his ass and he can't speak. He got all that voice got a long way to come up before it come out. It's just terrible. Let's get you, Chuck. All right, why don't you go ride a tricycle through the wall for us, Shaq? Do the commercial break. We gonna show Shaq drive himself on that tricycle right through that wall, wearing a dress. Coming right up, Ernie. Well, see, that's the problem. See, the problem is people don't understand the process. And what we mean by the process, meaning that people don't seem to get the understanding of how the game works. You could put players on a team. It don't mean it's going to work. You know how many super teams there were? You had Chris Paul, James Harden. You had that whole whip they had in Houston. OKC whip didn't win. When they had Russ, James, and Kevin Durant, they went to the finals and then they got broken up. All these teams were stacked with great players. Probably 3, 4 that's going to go into the Hall of Fame that are not even really Hall of Fame players. Right. It's always, look at the Indiana Pacers. We were just talking about that. Miles Turner, Sabonis, Brogdon. And they had Office Depot, and now Office Depot is gone. And now they got Careless LeVert. But they were whooping everybody. Ain't nobody calling them a super team. So what makes a super team? It's about how you play the game. There's only one basketball. Hello? I'm all right. Okay. Okay. Are you coming with them or? Okay. Right. Okay. All right. All right. No problem. You too. Bye bye. Well, there it is. More news. Hit the like button, good people. If you want to support the page, hit up the Cash App, which is Carcino. Within the last 48 hours, the Lakers are revisiting. They're revisiting the trade. And mainly because Wesley Matthews is not working out. So they're revisiting the Bradley Beal deal and taking the $37 million hit of next year. Especially after seeing what happened with Brooklyn. What's up, Sharon? I see you. Clutch Sports feeding Cino information. Well, here's the deal. I mean, it's the truth. The Milwaukee Bucks are in play. The Philadelphia 76ers are in play. And the Portland Trailblazers are thinking of trading CJ McCollum for Bradley Beal and him playing in Portland. CJ is going for a contract, and I don't think Portland is going to trade him. They're going to see what they can get for getting him. They're going to trade. The Lakers are going to use another team to facilitate the trade. Quinn Cook, Bradley Beal, some other players to be named. Jared Dudley was in the mix of names that was possibilities. Their first round draft pick from 2021. They got a second round draft pick and 3 pick swaps. And another team is going to be involved. But it's a big triangle that's going on here. So they're still trying to work out a way to structure it. But the biggest thing is that they get Bradley Beal. He's got $37 million guaranteed next year. $37 million next year. So you have him for the half remaining of this season. Then you have him for all of next year. Now, what do you want to be next year? Well, the thing is they wanted Washington was going to keep Bradley Beal until they got an entertaining offer. Other than that, they were willing to work with Bradley Beal. They weren't willing to have $217 million with 2 players on their team. So John Wall was their biggest problem to get rid of. They got rid of John Wall. They got Russell Westbrook, so they still swallowing that bad contract. But hey, one headache is good enough. Maybe we could still win. They're seeing Russ and Bradley Beal. That ain't looking too good. They still losing. So now they like, well, we might as well let this go now. The Lakers was entertained with it earlier before the season started. They wanted Bradley Beal. They didn't want Wesley Matthews. They wanted Bradley Beal. But they took the cheapest route and went and got Wesley Matthews. They picked up Wes. Then they got Trez. They said, well, we got Trez and now we got Wesley Matthews. We straight. We're good. We're not going to give up all that just to get Bradley Beal and to be in a very super high tax next year. Then they signed AD to the Supermax. And then they got LeBron James taken care of. So both of them got their money. They were happy. Now, with this James Harden deal going the way it did, they need a splash. The Lakers feel like we need a splash. We need to try to acquire and go after somebody that's going to grab and garner the world's attention. Who could we go after? Oh, let's see about getting Bradley Beal, because Wesley Matthews have been vocal about his displeasures with how he's being used in the Lakers offense, because they don't run an offense, especially one when you're a wing player who runs in a system, playing off the ball, moving, and you can't get into a rhythm when everybody's standing around waiting on a guy to do something. Brooklyn Clippers. And now that Matthews is hurt, THT has taken that spot. And the Lakers want to keep THT, but truth be told, his name is also in the trading block. To me, the Clippers are a better basketball team than the Lakers. They run better sets. They run. They having a lot more continuity there without Trez, and things have worked out with Batum. I mean, people. I mean, he's been giving them quality minutes. And the thing about the Clippers is they're not playing the weak teams. They're not eating off the trash like the Lakers are. They don't have the schedule favoring them. They're playing whatever they've been shipped to. And they're beating the good teams. The teams that they're gonna have to be seeing in the playoffs. They're beating those guys. They're losing to the lesser teams. So their only thing that they're really missing to me is a backup point guard. I'm watching them run new curl sets that they didn't run with Doc. Um, it's not a lot of pin downs. Not seeing a lot of pin downs at all, like that, like they claim they did last year. They did do a lot of pin downs, but still, it's like a whole lot of baseline plays, back cuts. Dude, everybody's scoring 120 in this league. I mean, really, the way this league is designed, you're gonna score 120. But I agree. Their defense need to be tighter in situations, but some of it is really out of your control with the way the game is going. Like there's teams scoring 148 now, and this is what the NBA wanted. They were tired of the Jordan eras when they played when it was real physical. Those games was like 93 to 80 or 93-89. You barely hit 100 points in those games. It was physical. It was real. The paint was clogged. So when you did dunk on somebody, it was special because you dunked on like 3-4 people. That was sick. Now you might get one person dunking on somebody. That might be under the rim. That's it. Rarely you see a whole 4 guys getting dunked on anymore. So you took the specialness out of that away. You go back, watch Dominique and Jordan highlights, Jordan dunking on like the whole team, putting it on the numbers. And then you got LeBron going on a fast break by himself. And you're like, well, what's exciting about that? It's the challenge in that. He's on a breakaway. You know what I'm saying? So, well, this ain't got nothing to do with no clue Lou. He's just a guy holding a clipboard. Huh? Huh? They're going to be like, okay, here's the play. Lou's over there. By the time he figure out that we're in a timeout, we already had a play set. All right. I need you to run there and do the back cut. Right. We're running 3. Okay. You ready? Go. Right. All right, guys. We're in a timeout. Okay. We know, Doug. All right. You guys are good? Yeah. We good. All right. Let's go. Let's go. Thanks, Coon. Thanks. You help him out. You listen to the Kawhi. All right. We got it. Thanks. Go have a seat. We got it. If they get Bradley Beal, I mean, I don't really care. To be honest, I really don't care. If they get Bradley Beal, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if they got Steph Curry. The way this league is now, everybody's broken all the rules, and it's all because of LeBron. LeBron is the reason all of this has happened. He is the cancer to the league. He started this whole thing as a trend to do. Every team he goes to, he's taking all these players off this team and building up one super team to help him get to the NBA Finals because he don't want to compete or gel with the players that are there. He wants to change that narrative every time he goes somewhere. And this became a problem for the league. This is what Kobe was complaining about. This is what everybody was complaining about. And this is why he didn't speak to LeBron. This is why Kevin Garnett don't like him. Garnett didn't start anything. He's at the end of his career. When you're at the end of your career and you're no longer, you done spent 7, 8 years trying to win a championship. He spent about 8 seasons in Minnesota. Minnesota. He spent 7, 8 years there. They had the #1 record in the West one time. And his player got homesick and wanted to break the team up. I just want to go home, man. What? Go home? What do you mean? I don't want to be here, man. I'm in Minnesota. I just want to go home. What? We #1 in the West. What the hell are you crying about? I don't know, man. I just want to go home. So you want him to just stay in Minnesota and lose? Ray Allen, who played for the Milwaukee Bucks. They had a big 3 there with Sam Cassell, Big Dog, Glenn Robinson, and himself, where they were the most dangerous team and got completely robbed by the NBA till they was going to sue the league. Y'all done forgot about that, huh? Then he played for the Seattle Supersonics, where him and Rashard Lewis going back to back. The wars with Kobe. So they played their careers trying to get a championship. Nobody in their prime, in their early 20s, LeBron was like 22, 23. Wade is 24. Melo 22, 23, 24, whatever. And they going and making a super team in Miami. Nobody ever done that. So no, your bum started it. And now y'all mad at Kevin Durant because Kevin Durant beat that bum. Beat him in the NBA Finals twice. Y'all got mad. Now y'all hate Kevin Durant. But first y'all love Kevin Durant. And everybody, it's just cool to hate James Harden. Y'all used to love Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving leave LeBron and go to Boston. Man, Kyrie, man, forget Kyrie, man. He a baby. LeBron was trying to trade him. So what? LeBron said he was going to work it out. Should have listened to LeBron. That man said, I don't want this guy dictating my future. I want to dictate my own future. And you mad at him for that? Yeah, LeBron ain't win nothing in Cleveland without Kyrie. Tell you that. LeBron didn't bring the championship home. Kyrie brought the championship to Cleveland. That's the facts, Jack. He was talking about coming back to playing with LeBron the next year. Like, that's all right, we'll get him next year. We got him. And what happened? He found out that LeBron is trying to trade him to Phoenix. He was going to be in Phoenix, traded for Bledsoe. Kyrie Irving for Bledsoe? Are you out your mind? His agent called him and caught wind of the trade. If his agent, Kyrie's agent, didn't find out early about the trade, that they were trying to trade his client, it leaked out to him because they thought he knew. They were doing this behind the agent's back, behind Kyrie Irving's agent's back. It just so happened one of his other clients was in Phoenix, and he was out there, and they were talking about getting Kyrie Irving, and that the deal was done. Bledsoe's finna be out of here for Kyrie Irving. He just happened to pick up that information, and that's his client. They don't even know that Kyrie's his client. They're talking to the agent. They sitting there just shooting a breeze and don't realize that this is his agent. He gets on the phone and calls Kyrie like, we got to talk. They trying to trade you. Go talk to the GM now. Get Griffin there right now, and I'm on my way. I'm on the first plane smoking. Kyrie goes to the owner. He didn't talk to him. He talked to the owner of the Cleveland Cavaliers. He didn't talk to the GM. The owner called the GM in and said, are you trying to trade Kyrie Irving? And didn't even talk to his agent or anything. And he said, come in my office. Kyrie was there. He said, I want to know right now Are you trying to trade me? I want to hear it out of your mouth. You trying to trade me? You're trying to trade me to Phoenix for Bledsoe. I need to know right now. My agent don't even know. And he's like, don't lie to me, Griff. And they told him it was a possibility of a trade. That's all they said. It's a possibility of the trade. But we can't guarantee you that there isn't a happening. It's just talks. And he said, who requested this trade? Because he said no trade gonna go down without LeBron knowing about it. Did LeBron ask for this trade? Did he okay this? And he's saying we can't say that, Kyrie. We don't. He's like, nothing, no trade gonna go down unless Bron accepted it or said and know about it. You ain't gonna just be able to trade me without him knowing that this was happening. And Bled is his friend. Bledsoe is his friend. That's his close friend. So he want me out? Trade me. And you better trade me. I mean, I'm not staying here. No. Trade me. I'm gone. I'm not playing for y'all no more. I'm out. Trade me. The agent arrived. He tried to talk to Kyrie. He's like, Kai, okay, all right. They tried to trade you. Things is a little hot. Let them bring LeBron in. I don't want to talk to him. I'm controlling my career. I'm not going to let LeBron dictate my career. Trade me. And I got a list of teams where I want to go. Trade me or I'll sit the season out. I'm going to have season-ending surgery and I'm going to go sit down. So trade me. And he got traded to Boston. And he got traded to Boston. Now then LeBron and him actually got a chance to speak. And he was hot. And he told LeBron some things. And LeBron swore up and down. He said, and LeBron found out about it when he found out Kyrie knew about everything and this and that. He ran up to the office to go talk to Griff. Don't trade Kyrie, man. Don't trade him. Don't trade him. Don't trade him. Let me work this out. And Griff is sitting there like, you told me to trade him. Griff is sitting there like, I'm doing what you asked me to do. Now you telling me not to do it because now it make you look bad because it's all in the paper. You did all this. I'm trying to trade the guy to a team that I don't even want to trade him. But if you want him out, so now we trying to trade him because you want your buddy over here. You said you can't rely on Kyrie. He keep getting hurt. So you want your guy Bled in here. Bledsoe. You think he tough enough and can get the job done and you want to do that trade, bring him here, and you ain't even talk to your buddy Kyrie about it. Now it's all on me. And now this whole thing then blew up and he want to go. Let me talk to Kyrie. I know what to say to Kyrie. Ain't that what you said? Kyrie didn't want to talk to you, bro. He knew he wasn't stupid. He knew it was you. The same way you did D-Wade, the same way you did Derrick Rose, the same way you did everybody. Best thing Kyrie ever did was getting away from him. His career would be in limbo somewhere. Somebody said, I thought this was about Bradley Beal. Yeah, that was 54 minutes ago. Come in the middle of the chat. I thought this was about Bradley Beal. Hit the like button. Oh, so now they find Kyrie Irving $50,000. But they couldn't suspend him. Because he really didn't break any rules, but I guess they're going to do that because he didn't wear a mask. But now they got the new protocols in place now. Brother Amari, I don't have a bias. Maybe you have a bias for LeBron. You ever think about that? Why is there a bias? Where is there a bias at? Everything I told you is what happened. That's definitely what happened. If you don't believe it, you can go back and look up the facts. We just went over everything that happened. Y'all acting like I just made that up. That happened. Probably not verbatim, but that happened. That situation happened just like that. With Kyrie Irving. If his agent did not stumble across that, Kyrie would have been in Phoenix for Bledsoe. And I kind of wish he went. Because it would have been him and Booker in there and they would have put on a show. Right, that stuff's all documented. Now, if they make this deal and able to pull off the Bradley Beal deal, and they only want to do it because Wesley Matthews is unhappy and it's not working out. Newsflash. Drama in LA with LeBron. Who didn't see that coming? Oh, you know it. They saw the Harden trade and said, we got to make a splash. They nervous. Then LeBron talking about, I don't care what goes on over there. Dude, you tweet about everything. Women gymnastic team win. Oh, what's going? Way to go, girls. They be like, dog, sit your egomaniac, narcissistic butt down somewhere. Let's say, would Bradley Beal help the Lakers out? Tremendously. Because now that bum from Akron don't have anything to do. He could just go read the papers during the middle of the game. You don't even need him out there. It's going to be LeBron's reading the papers right now. And the Lakers are actually doing better while he's sitting down. They don't need him to do a damn thing. He ain't doing nothing really now. He's just in everybody's way when they running a play. The next StreamYard you want in, well, the StreamYard might be tonight. Shaq is a great player. He was very limited, but both players did what they did at a very high level. Shaq was a good player. He wasn't great. Shaquille O'Neal, and don't forget to donate to the Cash App. The name is Carcino. It's pinned above you. Shaq was a good player. Shaq was not a great player. All Shaq could do really was dunk. And once and early in his career, Shaq was not given the luxury of getting calls waived. When he went to the Los Angeles Lakers and they got Phil Jackson, they stopped calling offensive foul and just started letting him dunk. And he dominated in the league where there weren't no more centers. All the centers retired. They were old and gone. The game had transitioned away from centers. But when he went up against the David Robinsons, the Hakeem Olajuwons, the Patrick Ewings, he really wasn't dominating them. And I'll never forget the All-Star game where they treated him like dog crap. The West centers went after him. I mean, David Robinson went after him. Hakeem Olajuwon went after him. They contested Shaq the whole game in the All-Star game. And Shaq didn't get nothing but an alley-oop dunk at the end of the game. That was really it. And he dunked all over David Robinson. They was defending him. They weren't trying to let Shaq get any points. That was a crazy All-Star game. I got to go check that one out. Go watch that game. He said, oh, you talking about 96. It might have been 96. The West centers felt really disrespected, and they came out to prove a point about Shaquille O'Neal. And man, they exposed him. I'll take Shaq over Lambert. Good. You take a loser. Because Shaq wasn't winning nothing. Big Bill could shoot threes. And he was a better rebounder than Shaq. David Robinson couldn't beat Hakeem Olajuwon. He choked when he should have stepped up to the plate. Whenever the lights was too bright, he was never a number one. David Robinson he's the reason the Dream Team happened in the first place. Because he sucked it up. David Robinson was so bad in the doggone Olympics before that, when he was in college, when he was playing for Navy, and they were looking at him being the number one pick in the NBA and all that, he sucked it up that they had to come out with a Dream Team. He played so damn bad. So when he was picked on the Dream Team, his butt shouldn't have never been on it. I'm talking facts, John Gray. Facts. Gosh, facts just really don't sit well with you guys, do you? You guys argue facts. He was weak mentally. When Tim Duncan showed up as a rookie, he took all the pressure off David Robinson. David Robinson was all good. Oh, thanks, man. They won 60. John Lucas was like, you got John Lucas fired. They had Dennis Rodman on the team. Rodman was getting 24 rebounds a game and scoring 10 points a game. He was like, dude, I can do this in my sleep. Do you know Dennis Rodman has one of the highest winning percentages in the history of the NBA? Wherever he go, it's an impact. He went to the Spurs. They start winning 55 and 60 games easy. Number one team in the West. David Robinson was most valuable player of the league. He played there 2 seasons. David was MVP of the league when he left. He made David Robinson become most valuable player. When he left, he went to the Chicago Bulls. Michael Jordan was MVP 3 straight years, or well, 2 of those years. So he was on the team with the most valuable player 2 times. I mean 3 times. So he must have presented some type of impact for that to happen and go down in the fashion that it did. Michael Harvin, what LeBron stuff? What did we say about LeBron that's a lie? Don't forget to hit the Cash App up and donate to the Cash App. Carcino's the name. Thanks, Jerome. I see your Cash App. Appreciate it, bro. Twizzo, don't believe me. Research. Before you come in here and tell me that I'm crazy, research it. That's right. David Robinson is the reason for the Dream Team. He sucked it up. He sucked it up so bad in the Olympic Games before that. He shouldn't even been on the Dream Team. I have no problem with the purple and gold. I got a problem with the fool wearing purple and gold. Did J. Dot just say something so stupid? That's a very stupid statement. This man just sit here and said, KD is so scared of LeBron, he needs Kyrie and James Harden. Then if that's the case, LeBron is so scared of Kevin Durant, he need Anthony Davis, Dennis Schroeder, he needs Montrezl Harrell, he need all of them then. Well, that's just dumb. Boy, the LHL, boy, they got y'all so brainwashed. Y'all don't even hear how y'all sound when y'all speak. Ain't nobody worried about that bum at all. He's not important. When you playing him, you going against the league. Didn't Kevin Garnett teach y'all? It's the agenda is LeBron. And what did he say after that? Yeah, I said it. And you know why he said it that way? Yeah, I said it. Because they're not supposed to speak out about the league like that. The agenda is LeBron. So when you're fighting against LeBron, you're fighting against the agenda. I mean, I've known him for a while, you know, like we've seen a lot of these different scenarios happen. What Bradley Beal gives to the Lakers if this trade goes down, that of course he's better than Wesley Matthews. He's a much better scorer. Defensively, I would say Matthews is better than him. But Bradley Beal in this offensive set, he'll be able to find his way. He's somebody you got to pay attention to, definitely pay attention to. So you definitely have to pay attention to the way he maneuvers, the way he could move without the ball, penetrate, move off the ball, his shooting ability. So he makes it much easier for LeBron to just continuously do nothing. Him and AD on the team is a problem. Now you got somebody who's a stretch four and AD who gonna shoot on the wing. He loves to shoot on the wing. Now he gets to hang out on the wing all the time. Because Bradley Beal, he ain't got to go to the top of the key at all unless he want to. Bradley Beal's gonna have that all wrapped up. Then you got Dennis Schroeder on the other side. Schroeder could get his own shot. I mean, you basically got another all-star team. And we talked about this yesterday. It's all-star teams playing. So it's like, why you gonna have an all-star game when everybody's got an all-star team? It makes it kind of silly to have an all-star game. So Bradley Beal will definitely increase their team. They got enough pieces to win it now. Even with the poll, the new betting line came out. Brooklyn is number 3. They're number 3. They're slightly ahead, or they're tied with Milwaukee. They have the Lakers, the Clippers, and now they got Milwaukee, and then they got Brooklyn. That's with James Harden. So they letting you know right now, like, hey, this is the way it is. The Lakers are not bums. LeBron is the bum. I guess you're talking to somebody else in there. If you ask me, he should have been retired. Over the last 5 years, LeBron James' game he left it in doggone Miami. Whatever he left in that biogenics lab, that was it. He left his whole game there. Yeah, well, that's just how you feel about it, you know? It's amazing. All he did was beat LeBron. You see, that's what I'm saying. Y'all go with this brainwash like LeBron's the good guy and everybody's the bad guy. It's a basketball game, you idiots. It's like LeBron the good guy, and I'm like, he the good guy. He's the cancer of the league. He's what's wrong with the game. And what's sad is that people are like can't see it. All right. Let me get out of here.